This video is for you if you feel like you are afraid to look under the hood of your business. You feel like maybe you've got some skeletons in the closet. You know that you have work to do to be able to grow your business and grow your profits, but you're afraid to tackle those skeletons. In this video, I'm going to walk you through two of my best tactics that I have learned in being an entrepreneur for over 5 years to help you overcome the overwhelm at looking under the hood so that you can take more intentional action and grow your business faster. I'm Sarah Young, and I empower women to make more money from their businesses so that they can become financially independent and live prosperously. One of the most common things that I see holding my clients back from making the progress that they want in their business, from getting things to the next level, is overwhelm. They're overwhelmed because you're picturing all of the things that you think you should be doing or need to do, and all that you can think in your head is this: that you have this huge mountain to climb. You see all of the miles that you have to trudge up the trail, up the side of the mountain. It feels like right now where you're sitting, you're just not well equipped to tackle that whole mountain, which then makes it really hard to actually get started and take the first steps and break out of wherever you're feeling stuck. But I'm going to give you my two best tactics for tackling overwhelm as a business owner. Tactic number one is to take baby steps. One of the most crucial lessons I have ever learned as an entrepreneur is that I was always expecting perfection, and I was stuck in a perfectionist loop. I'm picturing what my business needs to do, all of the things that I need to do to get my business where I want it to go. I would picture starting Monday or starting next month, starting next quarter, I was all of a sudden going to change who I was as a person, and everything was going to work out fine, and my business was going to take off. The reality is that by creating these perfect plans, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're not taking into account the reality of the current habits that you have, the way that you've set up your schedule, the way that you've set up your business, and you're just not set up for success. Start doing things that maybe in your brain you're telling yourself, this isn't enough to get me where I want to go. Posting 2 times a week on social media isn't enough to get me where I want to go. It's not going to build me the audience that I want to build. That may be true that posting twice a week on social media will not grow your account really fast. It won't grow your audience very quickly. It is building a habit that you didn't have before. So going from posting 0 times a week to posting 7 times a week is probably not something that you're going to be able to sustain. But going from 0 times a week to just 2 times a week is actually a much easier habit to implement. And then once you build the solid habit of posting 2 times a week, then you can increase it. The thing is, by taking the baby steps that initially seem like they're so small and so inconsequential that they don't matter, you are building habits. And that same thought process is true for any area of business, whether it's related to creating new offers or implementing new strategies or changing the way that you run your schedule. Taking baby steps and making small changes will be so much easier to maintain in the long run. And then if you consistently take baby steps and consistently make progress week after week and month after month, in a quarter or in a year, you are not going to recognize yourself. Now, starting April 22nd, I am running a free 5-day profit plan challenge where I'm going to walk you through my process that I use to create my own plan so that you can create a roadmap to add profits to your business in a way that is sustainable and makes you feel aligned, like you've aligned your business with the way you want to run your life. If you want to sign up for the free profit plan challenge, I'll put the link underneath this video. Tactic number 2 is more of a mindset tip, and that is to really understand what you're afraid of happening. So a lot of times when you feel overwhelmed at the idea of doing something new or different, you're really afraid underneath of something else happening. Maybe it's the fear of putting yourself out there and getting rejected. Maybe it's the fear of failure. Whatever it is, you really need to start asking yourself, like, what is it that I'm actually worried about? And then what we're going to start to do is address that underlying fear. So I want you to ask yourself, let's say this does happen. Let's say that I do fail. What is the actual worst thing that could happen to me? So it helps to start to actually name out loud or write down in your journal, what is the worst thing that could happen if I put myself out there or try this new thing and it fails or I get rejected? And then we can actually take it a step further and start to ask ourselves, how can I learn to be okay if the worst thing possibly happens? How can I learn to be okay if my business does fail? What if it does fail? What does that mean? How can I actually welcome the idea of my business failing? And you might think that that is just off the wall and you don't know why you would ever want to be okay with your business failing. And obviously, we don't want our businesses to fail, but by naming the thing that you're afraid of and then actually beginning to embrace it, you're going to take away the power that that thing has over you. You're going to see that the thing you're afraid of isn't actually that scary. And then the mountain that you have to climb seems like it's not so overwhelming. If you feel like you have things that you really need to dig up and address, use these two tactics to help you make progress so that you can grow your business faster. And if you're ready for even more content around growing your business, growing your profits, make sure to tune into all of the other episodes of the Profit and Prosper podcast and subscribe to my channel.